Amid the quiet suburbs, a luxurious sports car abandoned on the street becomes a spectacle, not for its sleek design, but for the unusual attention it receives from a pack of stray dogs. For hours that day, they had been circling the car, barking and whining, drawing the attention of puzzled neighbours. Concerned by the bizarre behaviour, one neighbour decides to take a closer look, only to discover something moving inside the car under the hot summer sun. Without hesitation, he dials 911, fearing for the safety of whatever is trapped inside. Who is he calling? What do you think he saw? Nate heard some of the bystanders ask, but he tried to zone them out and focus on the call instead. He felt the sweat dripping on his neck as he listened to the long beeps that never seemed to end. "Come on, pick up," he thought. And then he finally heard a click and a voice saying, "This is 911. What's your emergency?" The dogs were still barking, so Nate had to speak quite loudly in order to make himself heard. He quickly explained what he had found in the car, and the dispatcher told him that she would send a police officer over right away. "Tell them to hurry, please," Nate urged. He really hoped the officer would arrive before it was too late. While waiting for the officer, Nate continued walking around the car, pulling the door handles and trying to push down the windows. He was furious. How could anyone let this happen? The sooner anyone could open this car, the better. It was a race against the clock. But what had Nate spotted inside the car? How did it get there? And where was the owner? Officer Jake sighed as he put on his jacket, thinking that he was wasting his time. Some stray dogs circling a random car. Sure, that could happen, but it didn't seem that big of a deal. And, well, the rest of the story. It sounded fake. Surely no one would ever let something like that happen. However, he still needed to do his job, so he got in the car and drove to the location the dispatcher had provided. It wasn't far away from the police station, but Officer Jake took his time. He whistled along to the song that was playing on the radio, and he was already thinking about what coffee place he'd go to next. Of course, he had no idea what was waiting for him. When Officer Jake arrived at the scene, he was greeted by a surprising sight. There was that green car, and it was indeed being circled by a bunch of stray dogs. But that wasn't so weird to Officer Jake. Perhaps the owner had left some food inside it, he thought at first. Those dogs were probably hungry, so that would have been a perfect explanation. However, that was not what was going on here at all. Nate, who had made the call, wasn't the only one who had noticed these dogs. They had caused quite a commotion in the neighbourhood, and many passers-by had stopped to watch and see what was going on. They all only watched from a distance, though, and nobody except for Nate dared to come any closer to those dogs. The dogs were well known in the neighbourhood, and they had never attacked anyone, not even another animal. However, usually they were quite calm and relaxed, and they barely ever barked or even whined. People often gave them food and water, and some even played with them. But now, they were running and jumping around the car like crazy, and they would not stop barking for longer than a few seconds. Most bystanders gasped something like, "Ah, the police are here!" as soon as they saw the police car approaching. However, they made no intent of neither leaving nor helping. They just stood and watched. All right, there's nothing to see here," Officer Jake said as he got out of the car, motioning with his hands that people should leave. Now, he needed to get as close to that car as possible. But there was one little problem. He was scared of dogs. Well, he wasn't really scared, but he did not enjoy their presence, especially not when they were barking like that. Nate still stood next to the car, and he waved at the officer, urging him to come closer. "What are you waiting for? Hurry," he said. Officer Jake edges closer to the sports car, navigating cautiously around the barking dogs. His focus is sharp, and he uses every bit of his training to appear non-threatening to the animals. The barking intensifies, echoing off the quiet suburban homes, but Jake keeps his pace steady, aiming to reach the vehicle without causing a stir among the canine onlookers. With each step, Jake reassures himself of his duty to protect and serve, even if it means facing his discomfort head-on. Nate watches anxiously, offering silent support from a safe distance. Jake's determination is palpable as he moves with purpose, his eyes locked on the car. He's ready to act, showing that his commitment to public safety outweighs personal fears. Reaching the car, Jake pauses to assess the situation. He carefully examines the vehicle's exterior for any sign of distress or danger. His hand remains close to his pepper spray, a precautionary measure against unforeseen threats. The neighbourhood's eyes are on him, waiting to see how he will resolve this unusual situation. Jake's actions embody the careful balance between caution and the urgent need to act. With a deep breath, Jake uses his tools to gain access to the car. The lock clicks open and he slowly opens the door, ready to confront whatever is inside. The stray dogs quiet down. Their barking subsides to whimpers, as if sensing the critical moment. Jake's readiness to face the unknown underscores his role as a protector, willing to delve into the mystery for the sake of those he serves. Peering inside the car, Jake discovers the source of the dog's distress. He signals to Nate, calling for backup and resources to address the situation. Together, they prepare to provide assistance, gathering necessary tools and resources from the onlooking community. This moment of action and collaboration highlights the communal effort to resolve crises, setting the stage for further developments in their unexpected adventure. Upon seeing inside the car, Officer Jake gasps, his attitude shifting drastically from skepticism to urgency. Jake signals for safety and inspects the car's windows and doors for entry, demonstrating his readiness to act quickly. Nate looks for ways to assist, showing teamwork as they both focus on opening the car without harm. The urgency becomes palpable as Jake explains the risks involved, highlighting the serious nature of their discovery. Their strategy quickly adapts to the situation, showcasing flexibility and determination in resolving the crisis swiftly. Jake and Nate's efforts to access the car intensify, with Jake using tools to pry open a window carefully. A bystander stands ready with a blanket and water, anticipating the needs of those inside. Their quick actions and effective communication underscore the critical nature of their task. As Jake manages to create a small opening, Nate hands him the necessary items, preparing for the next steps in their rescue operation. With the window now open, Jake reaches inside to unlock the door, his movements precise and calculated. The crowd holds its breath as the door finally swings open, revealing the situation within. Jake and Nate immediately spring into action, assessing the condition of the car's occupants and providing aid. Their rapid response and careful handling of the situation reflect their commitment to help and protect. As Jake and Nate work to help those inside the car, the gathered neighbours start to pitch in, offering assistance and resources. Blankets, bottles of water and first aid supplies are passed forward, turning the individual efforts of Jake and Nate into a community-wide response. This collective action underscores the unity and compassion of the neighbourhood, ready to support in times of need. With the immediate needs addressed, Jake begins coordinating with emergency services for additional support. Nate continues to comfort and assist, ensuring the well-being of the car's occupants. The community's involvement grows, with neighbours discussing ways to prevent such incidents in the future. This proactive approach sets the stage for ongoing efforts to ensure safety and support within the community, hinting at further developments in their shared story. Jake sprints back to his patrol car, retrieving the Slim Jim with a sense of purpose. His quick recall of the tool exemplifies his resourcefulness, a key trait in emergency situations. With the Slim Jim in hand, he returns to the sports car, ready to tackle the challenge of unlocking the door without causing any harm or further distress to the occupants or the surrounding dogs. Jake carefully inserts the Slim Jim into the car door's gap, his movements precise to avoid any sudden alarms that could startle the dogs. With a steady hand, he manipulates the lock mechanism, showcasing his skill and attention to detail. Nate watches closely, ready to assist, reflecting the high stakes of their task. The silence around them is palpable as Jake works meticulously to unlock the door. With a satisfying click, the door unlocks, marking a small victory in their urgent quest. Jake's steady hands and focus amidst the chaos around them have paid off. He pauses for a moment to ensure the dogs remain calm before slowly opening the car door. Nate steps forward, water in hand, prepared to provide immediate relief to whoever they find inside. The moment is tense, but hopeful. As the door swings open, Nate rushes forward with water and a blanket, symbols of their preparedness to offer immediate assistance. The relief effort begins even before they fully assess the situation, underscoring their primary concern for the well-being of the trapped occupant. Jake and Nate's readiness to act, equipped with essential supplies, highlights their dedication to providing care in crisis situations. Together, Jake and Nate work seamlessly, their actions synchronized in a dance of efficiency and care. As they start to provide aid, their teamwork shines through, embodying the essence of collaboration in times of emergency. This moment of concerted effort demonstrates not only their commitment to the rescue, but also the urgency and empathy driving their actions, setting a foundation for their continued efforts to resolve the situation. Inside the car, Jake and Nate find a distressed dog and her newborn puppies, instantly clarifying the stray dog's protective behaviour. The sight brings a moment of realisation to everyone present, highlighting the innate compassion animals have for their kin. Jake and Nate's careful approach to safely remove the dog family from the car shows their respect for the animal's well-being, mirroring the protective instinct of the strays outside. As the discovery unfolds, the neighbourhood's attitude shifts dramatically. Previously curious spectators now rush to assist, bringing water, dog bowls and blankets to comfort the newfound canine family. Their collective action underscores a spontaneous but profound sense of community responsibility. This moment of unity not only aids the rescue effort, but also fosters a bond among the residents, who are brought together by the shared goal of helping the vulnerable. With the immediate crisis under control, Officer Jake turns his attention to unravelling the story behind the car and its canine occupants. He starts taking notes and asking questions, piecing together clues from the vehicle and its surroundings. His methodical approach to gathering information signals the beginning of a deeper investigation into the car's origin and how the dog ended up inside, hinting at a larger story yet to be discovered. The scene transforms as the community and the officers work hand in hand, providing aid and comfort to the dog family. This collective effort is a testament to the power of community action, showcasing how empathy and cooperation can lead to positive outcomes. The support from the neighbours not only helps the dogs, but also strengthens the communal bonds, emphasising the importance of looking out for one another, human and animal alike. Amidst the rescue operation, Jake's commitment to duty shines through. His interactions with the neighbours, coupled with his diligent note-taking, reflect a thorough approach to understanding and resolving the situation. This sense of duty, shared by Nate and the community, highlights the collective responsibility felt by those involved. Their actions, driven by a desire to help, set a foundation for further community engagement and support in future challenges. Right after the rescue, Nate doesn't waste a moment and rushes the dog family to the vet. His actions are swift, showing his deep concern for their health. At the vet, each dog is carefully examined, ensuring they're all in good shape despite their ordeal. Nate's relief is visible as the vet gives a positive report, reinforcing the bond that's forming between him and the rescued animals. With the vet's assurance, Nate decides to take the dogs home, providing a safe haven for their recovery. This decision marks a new chapter for the dogs, transitioning from distress to comfort. Nate prepares a cosy spot for them at his place, laying out blankets and setting up feeding stations. His actions reflect a compassionate response, turning his home into a sanctuary for the needy animals. Meanwhile, Officer Jake follows a clue to a secluded house, the address linked to the car's registration. His approach is cautious as he observes the exterior, noting the overgrown garden and the accumulation of mail, signs of the owner's long absence. This discovery adds layers of intrigue to the story, pushing Jake deeper into the investigation as he wonders about the circumstances that led to the dog's abandonment. Jake's investigative pursuit leads him around the property, looking for any sign of recent activity. He takes notes, documenting his observations that might hint at where the owner could have gone. His methodical process and attention to detail are evident as he marks potential leads for follow-up. This cautious exploration of the mysterious house serves as a testament to his dedication to unravelling the story behind the car and its canine occupants. The neighbours, once just passive observers, now express their curiosity about the mysterious owner. Their descriptions of him and speculative stories add to the enigma, painting a picture of a man known to few. This growing interest among the community sets the stage for deeper exploration into his life and circumstances, with Jake at the helm, piecing together the puzzle. Their collective curiosity fuels the drive to uncover the truth behind the abandonment. Officer Jake steps into the house with a sense of caution, the ajar door signalling that something isn't right. He takes in his surroundings, alert to any signs of disturbance or danger. The quietness of the house stands in stark contrast to the chaos outside, making Jake even more wary of what he might find. His careful entry shows his training in handling potentially volatile situations, prepared for any outcome. As Jake advances, he notices broken items littering the hallway, suggesting a rapid departure or struggle. He carefully navigates around the debris, taking mental notes of everything he sees. The disarray speaks volumes, hinting at a sudden, perhaps desperate exit. This scene sets a somber tone for his investigation, pushing him to piece together the events leading up to this moment of disarray. Beyond the cluttered hallway, the house reveals a contrasting state of neatness. Jake observes rooms that are tidy and well-maintained, indicating a life of order and routine. This stark difference between the entrance and the rest of the house puzzles him, adding layers to the mystery he's unravelling. The neatness amidst chaos suggests a sudden change in the owner's circumstances, deepening the intrigue of the case. Seeking answers, Jake talks to the neighbours, uncovering a portrayal of the owner as a mysterious figure. Each conversation deepens the enigma as it becomes clear that the man has vanished without a trace. This community mystique surrounds the investigation with an air of mystery, compelling Jake to delve deeper into the local records in search of clues that might shed light on the owner's sudden disappearance. Exploring further, Jake finds photographs and personal belongings that narrate a story of joy and companionship. These remnants of a life once lived stand in sharp contrast to the silence and absence now permeating the house. The items evoke a sense of nostalgia and loss, providing Jake with a glimpse into the owner's personal life and inspiring him to continue his search for answers amidst the echoes of a past existence. Nate and Officer Jake deepen their partnership, meticulously juggling the ongoing investigation with caring for the rescued dogs. Their actions, filled with a blend of duty and compassion, showcase a united front in the face of adversity. Together, they ensure the dogs receive the necessary care while piecing together clues, demonstrating a relentless commitment to both justice and welfare. A conversation with a local delivery person offers a breakthrough. They recall seeing the car's owner looking visibly upset, providing a crucial lead. This information ignites a new trail for Jake, who now sees a possible reason behind the owner's disappearance. Armed with this tip, Jake and Nate's determination is renewed, marking a pivotal turn in their quest for answers. With fresh insight, the search for the owner expands beyond the neighbourhood to local hospitals and other potential places where the owner might have sought refuge. Jake and Nate divide tasks, covering more ground in their efforts to find the missing man. Their expanded search is methodical and thorough, leaving no stone unturned in their mission to piece together the puzzle. This turn of events shifts the community's perspective from curiosity to empathy, rallying more people around the cause. The story transcends a simple mystery, evolving into a narrative about human struggle and the urgency to find resolution. Jake and Nate's dedication to the case fosters a growing sense of concern and support among the neighbours, strengthening the bond within the community. The commitment shared by Nate, Jake, and now the wider community highlights a collective effort to ensure the well-being of the dogs and solve the mystery surrounding their owner. This shared dedication exemplifies the deep connection forged between individuals in times of need, showcasing the powerful alliance of community, law enforcement, and animal welfare in facing challenges together. Officer Jake's meticulous search through the house uncovers a treasure trove of personal items that tell a more nuanced story of the owner's life. He carefully examines photographs, letters, and everyday items, each piece offering a glimpse into the past. These findings mark a significant moment in the investigation as Jake begins to piece together the life of a man who cherished his privacy and his pets with equal fervour. Among the scattered personal effects, Jake finds photographs that capture happier times, showing the owner with his dogs in various settings. Documents scattered on a desk hint at the owner's interests and commitments. Each item Jake touches tells part of a story, building a picture of a life filled with moments of joy and companionship, shadowed by the recent turmoil that led to the current situation. In a corner of the living room, Jake discovers a small, well-organised medicine cabinet. The labels on the bottles and accompanying medical paperwork suggest ongoing health challenges faced by the owner. This discovery shifts the nature of Jake's investigation, providing a tangible link to the potential stresses that could have contributed to the owner's sudden disappearance and the circumstances leading up to it. As Jake delves deeper into the evidence of the owner's life, his perception shifts from one of mere duty to genuine empathy. The layers of the man's life, revealed through his belongings and the silent stories they tell, evoke a sense of connection. Jake finds himself reflecting on the complexities of life that can lead someone to moments of despair, underscoring the investigation with a newfound sensitivity. The bond between the owner and his dogs becomes increasingly evident as Jake uncovers more personal effects. Toys, beds, and even a dog's birthday calendar adorn the living space. This evidence of care and love, despite personal struggles, highlights a poignant aspect of the story, emphasizing the deep connection between the owner and his pets. It's a reminder of the comfort and solace pets provide, especially in times of personal hardship. Following a critical tip, Officer Jake heads to the local hospital, where he finds the car's owner recovering from a heart attack. This discovery marks a major breakthrough in the case, providing answers to the mystery of the abandoned sports car and the concerned dogs. Jake's determination to follow every lead demonstrates his dedication to resolving the situation and ensuring the well-being of both the owner and his pets. The owner's recovery room becomes the scene of revelation as Jake learns about the heart attack that precipitated the chaos. This information sheds light on the events leading to the dogs being left in the car, offering a clear explanation for the seemingly mysterious circumstances. The encounter emphasizes the vulnerability of human life and the impact of health emergencies on families and their pets. The meeting between Officer Jake and the recovering owner is filled with emotional revelations. Jake listens with empathy as the owner shares his story, bridging the gap between public duty and personal crises. This heartfelt exchange not only resolves the case, but also highlights the human aspect of law enforcement, showcasing the deep connections that can form in the face of adversity. Through their conversation, a mutual understanding emerges between Jake and the owner. The encounter illuminates the unpredictability of life and the essential role of empathy in community and law enforcement relations. This newfound understanding fosters a stronger bond between the police and the community, emphasizing the importance of support and compassion in times of need. The mystery of the abandoned dogs and the chaotic home is finally resolved, bringing a sense of closure to all involved. The community, once puzzled and concerned, now rallies around the owner, offering support as he recovers. This resolution not only clears up the confusion surrounding the events, but also strengthens the bonds within the community, highlighting the power of collective empathy and assistance. In the quiet of the hospital room, the owner, now recovering, extends his heartfelt gratitude to Nate. He warmly thanks Nate for the care and protection offered to his dogs in his absence. This moment of appreciation highlights the deep emotional connection that forms over the shared love for animals. Nate listens, moved by the owner's sincerity, feeling a profound sense of fulfillment for his compassionate act. The owner recounts the stressful events leading up to his heart attack, providing Nate and Officer Jake with much-needed context. He describes the overwhelming day, his rushed attempts to care for his dogs, and the moment he realized he needed help. This backstory sheds light on the chaotic scene they found, transforming confusion into understanding and empathy for the situation he faced. Gratitude fills the room as the owner emphasizes the crucial role of community support during his crisis. His story serves as a powerful reminder of how individual actions, like Nate's decision to step in, can have a profound impact during times of need. This acknowledgement not only honors Nate's kindness, but also highlights the importance of compassion and action in the face of adversity. The conversation turns to reflection as they consider how quickly life can change and the pivotal role of emergency responders and neighbours in crisis situations. Officer Jake and Nate listen, recognizing the unpredictability of life and the significance of their roles within the community. This exchange strengthens their resolve to continue making a positive impact, aware of the difference they can make through dedication and empathy. As the owner, Nate, and Officer Jake share this moment, the bonds formed through their experience are palpable. The shared ordeal and the collective effort to resolve it have created lasting connections between them. This unity, born out of compassion and mutual respect, showcases the incredible power of community and empathy in overcoming challenges and fostering meaningful relationships. In a heartwarming gesture, the owner decides to gift one of the puppies to Nate, symbolizing the gratitude and deep connection formed through this ordeal. Nate, overwhelmed by the gesture, accepts the puppy, a living reminder of the kindness and resilience shared between them. This act of giving not only strengthens their bond, but also marks the beginning of a new chapter for Nate, enriched with companionship. The gift of the puppy serves as a powerful symbol of the enduring bond between Nate and the owner. It represents the positive outcomes that can emerge from adversity, transforming a challenging situation into an opportunity for growth and connection. This moment of bonding underscores the significance of empathy and support, reinforcing the impact of collective efforts in overcoming crises. As the story nears its conclusion, the pivotal role of the community in resolving the crisis comes into full view. The collective support and effort from neighbours, Nate and Officer Jake highlight a powerful narrative of unity and cooperation. This communal spirit, pivotal in aiding the owner's recovery and the care for the dogs, emphasises the strength and resilience found in togetherness. The narrative takes a hopeful turn as it reflects on the owner's recovery and his reunion with his pets. This reunion not only signifies his physical recuperation, but also the healing power of companionship and love. The joyous moments shared between the owner and his dogs serve as a testament to the resilience of individuals and the restorative nature of care and empathy in the face of adversity. The story concludes on a note of optimism, capturing the lasting impact of kindness, the strength of community bonds, and the unexpected journeys that unite individuals. The experiences shared by Nate, the owner, and the community illuminate the profound effects of compassion and cooperation, leaving a lasting impression on all involved. This tale of adversity, support, and recovery reinforces the belief in the goodness that prevails in society.